You are listening to the Any Anime Podcast.
On the road. On the road again.
You know what else is on roads?
Me.
What?
Wow. Okay. That's the energy we're bringing today. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is your conductor speaking. We're going to be experiencing some major pog and violent animemes for the next hour or two. But don't worry. If you have any baggage, you will find Cade over in baggage claims. However, he will not take your luggage.
Oh, I will. I'll just be chucking it out the window as soon as you turn your back.
Well, yes, but you also specialize in emotional baggage.
That's right.
You just take people's weight, the weight of emotional baggage off their shoulders for about an hour and a half, or however long a train is. Tanner, you got a nice, good voice. You would be the PA system. Just
Are we still
when
on
they're like,
airports?
no, we're on trains right now.
we're on
I said
trains.
conductor. I said conductor.
Somehow I thought it was an airport. I think it's because you said baggage claim.
They have baggage claims on trains.
Sure.
And to be honest, I don't really ride trains, so I'll take your word for
Yeah,
it.
there's a luggage car. You check in your luggage, the luggage car. If you have it, I'm not making this up.
I believe you. The last time I've been on a train though was like 8 years ago. No, more.
And you probably didn't have enough stuff for the luggage. part,
Probably
clearly.
not.
Tell you what, it hasn't gotten any better, that's for sure.
Oh.
They're still 50-year-old cars.
Yep.
So
Still,
I'm the one.
Still
Still,
a
what?
fucking hassle to get
I thought you were gonna
from
say
one
something.
place to
Tanner.
another.
I was
No, I was saying.
No, Kevin, you go.
You know what? This is very indicative of how real trains work. Not at all cohesive or together. No, every time I've gone on a train, there's been at a minimum 2-hour delay from my arrival time.
Facts.
Like, it's not whatever time slot you think you're going to get there. Minimum add 2, longest 8. I had an 8-hour delay from San Luis Obispo to San Diego, and that was fucking hell on earth.
Yeah.
Angel's got a nice, boisterous voice. Obviously,
Does he?
that's right. So he'd be the guy at every stop yelling, "All aboard! All aboard!" Actually, I never checked if Angel was aboard. Angel, are you aboard?
I think Kevin's high.
Okay, perfect. He is aboard. See, isn't that just the perfect shouting voice?
You know, Kevin, just yesterday, I think I heard Angel at the loudest I've ever heard him. The greatest
Like
volume.
tennis.
We were at tennis, but we were not playing at the time.
Okay. Squirrel? There's a squirrel.
There was a bug on him,
Oh.
and it was not letting go of his pants. And he tried to brush it off multiple times, and it would not leave. And eventually, he's just starting going, "Get her! Get her!"
Oh, damn it. You should have taken your phone out. World Star that shit. I would have loved it. I would have loved to have seen that.
was a good time.
Boys, this is the Any AP. What does AP stand for, Tanner?
What does AAP stand for?
No.
No.
AP.
Any
Sorry, you
AP.
said A to Eddie.
Any AP. What does
Yeah.
AAP stand for?
Yeah, what does AP stand for, Tanner? What do people get confused this for?
Oh my god. architecture plant.
Any architecture plant, that's right. They that's what they think we are, but we're not. We need to stress this every single time. We are the Any Anime Podcast, bringing you seasonal content to your ears. And this week, after a successful mid-season review from last week, where we covered Whisper, I'm trying to remember what other shows there were. Jellyfish, and all the way to the bottom,
All the way to the bottom.
Grandpa and Grandma and Go-Go Loser Ranger. This week's anime are Kaiju number 8, Windbreaker, Train to the End of the World, and A Condition Called Love. And a little bonus anime from Kevin. That's right. He watched Blue Archive.
Oh, I'm
The
proud
animation.
of you.
Thank you. That will be a little bonus. You know what? I'll throw it in as an intermission.
Intermission.
Actually, I think it is between Windbreaker and Kaiju, funny enough.
Oh, nice.
So, boys, let's go ahead, jump right into it. Let's start with this anime that was at the bottom, the most bottom of the week 4 Annie Trends tier list, which is a Condition Called Love at the 18th spot. Who here has dove into the world of A Condition Called Love?
I hath dove in.
Me.
Half dove in, Angel, I imagine not dove in.
Not Dovin.
Not dove in. No dove in.
He doven't.
Dove in. Yeah. Condition Called Love, a high school romance anime that I will admit I didn't hate it. I don't know if I have a strong opinion about the show one way or another.
I have an opinion.
Tanner, what is your opinion of your half watch?
I liked it better than Whisper.
Okay, that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
No, it's facts.
I will say Claudia really liked this show. I shout out to Claudia for being live.
For being alive.
The least she could do. Tanner, you said you like it, but it sounds like you only half dove.
What do you mean half dove? I
Isn't that
watched
what you
the
said?
3 episodes.
Oh,
HATH hath. Because Dovin sounded very, old English like.
oh, hath.
With the TH.
Oh, I didn't get that.
No, I watched 3. All 3 we were supposed to.
You watched all 3 episodes. Okay. Sorry. Look, I was confused. All right.
It's okay.
I will admit, boys, I am like in a food coma right now. I had made my mom a big dinner. I may not be completely coherent or listening the best I could be doing, but
Evan's ears are plugged with food.
that won't stop me from asking the big questions, Tanner. What is it about A Condition Called Love that made you say your blasphemous words?
It's the characters, the main characters for sure. In Whisper, especially the younger girl, she was very just like, it just seemed very, I don't even know exactly how to say it. Like Whisper felt really over the top energy, very like tsundere types. And I don't know, just the energy is just so different between the two shows.
No, that is true.
More
That
calm,
is true.
for sure.
I don't really know exactly how to say it. Really what it is like Whisper felt more dramatized in like having a real hard time playing. But basically, maybe I should talk about the other because it was a while. It's been a week since talking
It
about.
sounds like
you're
you're struggling to make the comparison to begin with.
Yeah, it's kind of. With condition, like, I don't even. I'm having a hard time talking about shows right now. Apparently, but
Should I go first?
Tanner, let's
You go
let Cade. You can bounce off.
yeah. That's a better. I think that's a better idea.
So this one was hard because I resonated with this one a lot. This one pulled on some what is the phrase? Tugged on some chords.
Tugged on your heartstrings.
No, not necessarily that, but like rang some chords in me or something. I don't know. I can't
Struck
remember.
a chord.
Struck a chord. There we go. There we go. I don't know. I found myself just yeah really comparing myself and my experiences to everything that was going on in that one, and it was it was hard to be objective, to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of, honestly, either of the characters. I don't think they are. Shit, I'm trying not to be like too personal about them. I'm really trying to be objective. Um, I don't know. Like it just didn't. Um, I just didn't like it as much as Whispering, and I'm not going to go into it, but like yeah, like there were definitely personal reasons for that. Um, all I can say, I guess, is just like um, there were a lot of moments where the main character is being selfless to the extreme.
You're talking about Hotaru, the girl, right?
No, the
Oh,
guy.
You're talking about the guy.
Talking about
Okay.
the guy.
Yeah. Did I say main character? I'm sorry. Yeah, the guy. The guy.
Two main characters.
They're both main characters. I just wanted to make
I
sure
should
we're
have
talking about.
specified. Yeah. So Hotaru, um, he's very selfless when it comes to his relationships. Always
All right,
doing things.
Saki is the guy.
Saki.
Hananoi is the last name.
Okay. So yeah, he's just like extremely selfless and to the extreme where he's uh essentially hurting himself, uh trying to do like something that he believes will make the person he likes smile. Um and it plays well, I think, with this other character who's not used to love at all, has no experience with it. I feel like most people, if they came across someone, willing to hurt themselves to try to make the person they like happy, they'd find that a little weird and not like um, not like a good trait. However, she's very fascinated by this, as no one else has ever uh, you know, been like that to her before. And he's pretty pushy. He does keep, trying to like, get her to like him more than a friend. He even makes it very clear that he's like, I don't want to be friends. I want to be romantically involved with you. Um, I don't know, man. It's hard. It really is. I don't. Though another part of the problem too is that it wasn't memorable. Honestly, I had forgotten everything that I had watched until we started talking about it. And now more of it's coming back to me. But like, yeah, for example, like, him digging in the snow to try to find her hair clip. Um, risking himself, getting sick and all that. Just man, again, I think I know where Tanner's coming from. It's really hard to describe. I don't think I want to watch anymore. I think is the crux of what I'm getting at.
I can
Not
agree with
necessarily
you.
because it's bad, but because it's not good. I think is what I'm getting at.
Sure.
It's a very C tier anime, and I'm not going to pass that.
I was gonna say I agree with you that the characters can be like really like extreme in how they like express themselves, I guess you would say. Mainly like Hananoi, the guy.
I was about to say I don't remember her being anything like that.
Well,
If
she's
anything,
the exact
like,
opposite, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Which is extreme just in the other direction, I
No,
guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
Her extreme and her non-extremeness.
Sure. I liked Kevin, you said her name earlier.
Hotaru.
I liked her more than Hananoi for sure. Because Hananoi, I definitely at times was like, all right, my guy, you're try harding a
You're
little
down
too
bad.
much.
You need to chill out.
Sure, maybe. And the girl seemed more like, I don't know, I guess like realistic in some ways. But then definitely like with the bit right at the end, was it the no, it was the end of season or episode 2, I think, with the where she asks him to kiss her, right?
Right.
The whole scene, I was like, oh, this is just kind of like weird. And I get that like the reasoning could be like, she has no experience, so she doesn't know like what is okay or not okay and this and that, right? But even so,
I mean, like, you never picked up a single shoujo manga, like not even one.
Yeah, and so that's what
comes across as a little creepy, doesn't he?
In that moment, I will say
He has a few moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tanner, I don't know if you've watched it. You ever watch My Little Monster?
No, but it's on my list of shows to watch.
So that show is older. It's like 2014-ish, I want to say. But there's a lot of similarities between this show and that show. The thing that I think that My Little Monster does better is the main girl isn't just kind of like wishy-washy, kind of she's very much like going with the flow almost. So it's really hard for me as an audience member to really gravitate towards her in terms of like, what's her goals for getting out. I mean, she says she wants to find love, right? Or see if she can experience love.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that, but in terms of like, what does she want out of love? Like, what does she want, that this relationship to be? We know nothing because she knows nothing, right? So for me, it's really hard to like grasp her, and then he's also really hard to grasp because he is devoted to, like we were saying, an extreme point where that's also kind of unrelatable. And what My Little Monster does better is, first, the main girl is actively trying not to be in a relationship and trying not to like, be with the guy. So there's like a little bit of like natural drama that comes with this, with the tension there. And then the guy is less creepy because he's more on the like, I don't want to say yandere, but he's probably more on that spectrum
I'd
as
agree,
opposed to
yeah.
this guy who is like this, like Saki from a condition called love is a little bit more just weird. It's just weird, you know, like he's there's not even a word to describe him really. Like just it is really hard to talk about this show now that I'm doing it. Anyways, long story short, I guess what I'm trying to say is I couldn't gravitate towards either character. And while Claudia was able to take away good things from the show, I was just kind of left wondering, you know, whether it's a show I would continue watching. And I think the eventual conclusion I reached was probably not. It's not a show that I would hate. Like if you two were wanted to watch more, I wouldn't like hate myself for it. I just I don't feel strongly about it.
I'm in the
all.
same ballpark. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. It's weird because I can't even like get into specifics because of how weird the Saki more than anything is. I think that's where we got to leave that. Because I don't think any of us can find the words.
I know for some reason it's kind of difficult to like put together like the aspects of the show, I guess. And I don't know exactly what makes it like that or not, but I can agree. Definitely like Hananoi's like it's not like he's going into it from a very not healthy perspective, right? Trying to change everything about himself, / going way over the top, right?
Yes.
And then with Hotaru, she like just doesn't know what to do, right? And so she's just having to rely on other people / sort of, I guess, figure it out on her own.
You know what?
Now here's the thing.
I'm changing my mind because I'm starting to remember more of it. I'm going to watch this one regardless, I think. I you know, I'm not going to promise it, but I am interested. And I think this is the one thing that really captured my attention. Did you notice in Saki's home, he removed himself from all his family photos?
I don't think it's him, though.
You don't think it's him?
I noticed the exact same thing. I don't think it's him, though.
Well, that's
He's like
even
a
more of
brother
a
or
reason to
something?
watch. Like, there's something going on, and I'm like,
Also, the weird Hotaru shrine thing blocked off in the bookshelf. I know, I heard that, and I'm like, that's a little weird, dude.
I could easily see this, and I know nothing about this show prior to, you know, what I've watched. I could easily see this becoming like this yandere, almost like a horror show.
Horror.
Where it's like she doesn't know love, right? So she can't see the red flags. And so as it gets progressively worse and worse, you know, finally, you know, she starts talking about it, you know, to people that she knows, and she's like, you know, this kind of made me feel a little weird. Like, is this natural? And they're like, no, dude, you need to get the fuck out, you know? And then him being like, you're not leaving. You know, I could see that shit happening. And honestly, part of that, you know, makes me interested. And it's strictly because of the little hints that we've gotten. I don't know if that's where it's leading, but it does make me optimistic.
I somehow doubt it's gonna go in that direction, but it's an interesting thought to ponder, right?
Yeah.
Also,
I could fairly easily just be completely disappointed by the end of it, and you know, that would just be on me, you know. But only if I really have time for it, I think. I am a bit busy nowadays, so
it's fair. Also, I really enjoyed the music for the opening and the ending.
Oh, the opening slaps. Might be
I
my
liked both
second
of
favorite.
them quite good.
Yeah.
I liked both of them quite good. I like both of them a lot.
Yeah, music's good.
Um,
Music is good.
But yeah, I think what
Or
made
how
me
about in the very, very beginning where he dumps her, like his previous girlfriend,
Mhm.
and he's like, "I don't think I loved you enough." Like that was I think that was the issue, was just like, I don't think I loved you enough, and I think that's my fault. And she was like, "What the fuck, you bitch."
Yeah,
I
I
don't know,
think
man. Like, oh,
he definitely. I have a feeling there's a lot of like self-deprecation happening on his side, right? Like he's blaming himself for
yeah, it could be like depression or something. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah.
I think he's just built different.
But yeah, I mean, I'll keep y'all updated if I end up to watching it.
Sure.
End
I
up
don't plan to.
watching it. End up watching it is what I meant to say.
I would watch
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it anyways right now, but you know, I am interested in the little hints that they're giving us, and I'm curious as to where they're gonna lead.
This is somewhat off topic of like the story, but I noticed an animation error, and and it was, I think it was in the scene where he's looking in the snow for the hairpin and Hotar is there, and he only has one earring in, right?
Mhm.
So he's got the one earring in, and it's literally like a half second like transitioning like scene or whatever of just him like turning his head. But in that, he has both earrings in. And then it goes back to him having one.
Got the nerve.
I just couldn't help but
I'm
notice
about
it.
to file a complaint.
I saw it and I went, wait, and so I like rewound and I'm like, yeah. Huh. It must have been like different teams working on the same thing or something like that.
There's a reason why we call you Eagle Eye, Eagle Scout Tanner. So, a condition called love. I think it's safe to say it's a not pass for Kevo.
It's a fail.
Cade's saying fail, but he might watch more.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a. I'm not gonna say it's a guilty pleasure, but it's like something that I'm gonna watch in my own time, maybe. So, but I'm not gonna recommend it to anyone else.
Yeah.
Unless it gets really good down the line, I can't promise anything.
Yeah, I would continue watching it. Like I would pass it, but I definitely wouldn't call it anything like incredible at this point in time.
Yeah. Look, all I'm saying is watch My Little Monster instead. Better. In every single way.
All right.
This is the line that'll get you. This is the line that'll get you. All right? Imagine this scene. You got the dude and the girl. And the dude says, I like you. And she's like, he just means that as a friend. And then he says, in a sexual way. And she's like,
No.
Can't misinterpret that now, can you? So if you like that.
Oh man. You know, that sounds good, Kevin.
Thank you. A rendition by Kevin.
Shakespeare, practically.
Let's go ahead and talk about the weird anime of the season. Train to the End of the World.
Bro, what an insane show.
It's
Guys.
I love it.
Wait.
Wow.
Wait.
It's there.
First off, that intro slaps. I can't stop listening to it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's part of my rotation now. And I think, Tanner, you may correct me if I'm wrong. The song is called Gatan Goton, and that, they say it like that.
Katan-katan.
song.
It's an onomatopoeia.
It's the onomatopoeia, right?
Yeah. It is
I
for
love
a
that.
train going.
Because in English, the onomatopoeia is way different. It's like just chugga chugga. We say chugga chugga chugga. Right?
Well, that's different. That's the guy, because the guy is doing the bo 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 bo, right?
Right. He's doing something.
Chugga chugga
He's doing
chugga.
something.
I guess you would be right. Chugga chugga.
But that's like
Or like
the American, you know.
Or like da dun da dun da dun or something like that.
Da-dun,
Right.
da-dun, da-dun is a very modern take on the train. Chugga
I
chugga
think
chugga
so.
is the
It's
steam
the class.
engine.
It's what we all grew up with, though.
Sure,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But yes, katan koton.
yeah, I love that. I love that so much. And it's a catchy intro.
Mm.
It's very well animated too. I loved it.
Shoo shoo train.
So I believe the entire panel has watched this one, correct?
Looking at you, Angel.
Yes.
Looking at you, Angel. So Angel, I want to hear real quick. Who's best girl?
Oh.
None of them. They are all middle schoolers.
There's one right. There's one correct answer.
Kate, I had a
No.
trap. I had a trap. I had a trap card.
It's all
down.
about the hamstring, right?
There's a. It's possible to have a best girl and not have a sexual attraction. I will stipulate that.
I agree. I agree.
It's
Dan.
coming from the guy who likes Bochi, all right?
Now I still had
I
it.
know.
God, wow. Why does that feel like I'm being attacked or something? Jeez.
Look, I was gonna call him Drake anyways if he said he did, but you know, the joke's ruined now.
I'm
agree,
sorry.
Tanner,
I
yes.
didn't know where you're going with that. That's my bad.
You can have a best girl and not have a sexual attraction to them. I think that's more than
That is fair.
acceptable. Yeah. Boys,
Pochi.
what did you guys think about this show?
It's just wild, dude.
It is wild.
Show.
From start to finish of the 3 episodes that we watched, I mean, it does not let up on just wackiness. I mean, the catastrophe itself is started by 7G, right?
Yeah, and I love the
The
bit they
resulting-
threw in.
The
that was-
resulting apocalypse makes this one particular town turn into animals, but like still retain their human minds, at least for the time being.
Oh no, that
That bear.
Stretching space time between the different towns, so that like it's a lot further to get to from place to place. Affecting the wildlife suddenly, like I think they were saying like bitter melons and something else were like the only things that could grow in that area now.
Yeah, it was like rice, bitter melon, and something else.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just the world itself is just fucked in a
There's so many
in a
environmental details
good way.
they fit in.
Yeah.
In a good way?
Yeah.
Good way for who?
I
A
just
good way for us?
yeah, for us.
Okay. I'm like, I don't think anyone is. Well, I guess there are some. It's kind of like the point of the 3rd episode, right? Is that there are some people who are actually happy with the changes that their town get hit with. With the mushroom heads. Like,
It's such a weird happy though. It's like, well, might as well be happy and die.
yeah. Let's make dopamine the only emotion we can feel, and yes, we trade that for a shortened lifespan. But
I thought
fuck it.
I thought it was so interesting that like
all I'm saying is that I don't think that feeling is organic. Like
organic.
if you think about it, like the mushrooms that were growing on the girls' heads, like they were being affected by it. They were starting to feel like the same way that the townspeople were feeling.
sure.
I think, just because of the catastrophe or whatever, started the whole mushroom thing. I don't think they truly feel that way. It's probably like if they did take off the mushroom, they'd probably like realize, oh shit, what the fuck is going on, I don't
They-
believe any one of them would like re-inoculate themselves if that happened.
Well, if you remember though, they did say like when the one girl went to like rip the mushroom off the head of the one lady, like, the whole time you think that they're just like totally brainwashed. But then she's like, whatever, just stop. We thought we were doing a good thing for you. And she turns like into like an oddly like normal person and is just like, whatever, just fucking leave. We like she said like, oh, we chose to do this.
She was like,
That's right, they
we
did say
thought
that.
we were doing you a favor. All right. Yeah, her real personality comes out, and it's obviously like indicated by the fact that her like bumpkin voice comes out. You can see all the they changed her lingo in the subtitles to reflect that as well. And yeah, I believe it's a very strong implication that like, yes, they're brainwashed to a degree, but willingly, like they drank the Kool-Aid and they knew what was in the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. What did you guys? This is a question for Angel. What did you guys think when, like, the show starts? She gets off the train and she just gets crushed by that thing. Right, but she's not really crushed because she's getting carried. Yeah, to the 7G button. Like, what tone did that set in your mind?
Huh?
I
Angel
didn't know
knows.
what
Angel
to
knows.
fucking expect.
talking
going
about?
into-
The very
Literally
beginning of the show.
minute of the
I don't
show.
remember that at all.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're trying to get at.
What I'm trying to get at is that that for me was like the first indication that the shows could be something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought she died.
See, I didn't think she died. I did think that she was inside of it. But then like when it carried her off and there's this weird thing, they're all like 7G. I'm like, I'm like, also if you notice, she was like wet at first when she came out of that thing. I don't know if you noticed because when they cut in close, they got rid of that like detail. She was covered in like some sort of like clear goo. I don't know. I definitely went in going, you know what? I don't know what I was expecting this show to be, but I think I'm in for a fucking ride. Cause like when we read the synopsis, it was such a weird synopsis that just didn't like
Very vague.
Yeah, it didn't detail much. The stationary moving train, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just I like how weird it is.
Yeah, I do too. It definitely keeps you on your toes. I described the show to a friend. I said, it's laid back camp in the world of Alice in Wonderland. It is somehow both weirdly like an acid trip and kind of relaxing in a way. Like the girls are hanging out a lot. They're fighting over snacks or whatever. Like there's a sort of like relaxation vibe happening a little bit here and there in the downtime specifically. But then you get these moments where you're just like, oh, they run into the town. It's weird. They got that guy in the swan boat. Like,
The water rising behind them.
yeah. And so, yeah, the show has many facets that make it really, really interesting. Angel, what was your overall vibe of the show? I want to hear you.
I found it as more of a grind.
More of a grind.
Yes.
Interesting. Now, why do you feel that way?
What do I say? I found it boring.
Boring.
Maybe
Wow,
because I
hot take.
watched it at midnight. I had to wake up in a couple hours, but it was very hard to stay focused on the show for me.
Interesting.
I didn't feel interested in the characters or the world. Like in any form of attachment, I guess was built for me.
That's interesting. I don't feel that way even a little bit.
I will
If
say,
anything,
I do agree that I don't feel any attachment to the show. I don't know. It's not a show that I'm like obsessed with. I think it's really fucking weird, and I don't think it's weird in a bad way. But I'm not like,
Yes.
you know,
I think
scratching my neck waiting for the next episode to come out. You
I
know,
think I have the same sentiment as Cade. It's a weird show. I didn't feel invested in it, but I don't mind it either, I guess. I'm not looking forward to more. I'm not looking forward to less.
for me, this is the one show out of the 4 where I had to basically stop myself from watching the next episode. I very much enjoyed this show. I like the vibes. I like the adventure aspect. A lot of possibilities for sure in this world, right? Like we've already got the animals turning into people. We've got the fucking mushroom heads. It's a funny show. I really enjoyed all the scenes with the conductor, including Morse code.
Yeah.
Morse code scenes were fucking hilarious. The fact that they were
can we talk about the girl that, like the one who's like aware of the brainwashing?
Yes.
How like everyone fucking like picks on her and doesn't like listen to anything she says.
Oh my god, yeah.
That poor fucking girl.
It was one of those moments where you're like, listen to her.
Yeah, exactly.
she has a point, and then she has something up her butt at the end of episode 3. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you notice, episode 4 is called "Why Are You Hiding Your Butt?"
Yes, I did notice that.
Called what?
It's called "Why Are You Hiding Your Butt?"
Oh,
I did not see that.
I did not see that either.
And yeah, it's like I don't know. I feel only positive emotions with the show. I really don't think I ever had a moment where I was like lost in the sense that like, why does this show exist or what am I watching this for? Like it's just a weird vibe. It's a funny vibe. I'm all for it. I am in. I am in anticipating
Big pass.
what's
from
happening
Kevin.
next. Yeah, that's a big pass from Kevin.
Also, pass for me as well. But can we, for quickly, talk about how the conductor is like strangely aware of the whole 7G shit? He was like, they were warned that it would like break reality or like break physics, but no.
So I think they say there's a line in there that says like he was like an engineer or something, and then he turned into a conductor.
Is that what it was?
There was a line in there that explained that.
And then didn't they do something to him too with the big old scar?
Yeah, that's right.
The wibbly
Yeah.
wobbly surgery. That's what it was.
Wibbly wobbly surgery. Oh my god. Yeah, I love that the show's like inventing its own rules. There's like the hat that turns it back human, but only for 5 minutes.
I like to think that the entire time that he's not wearing the hat, not being himself, and he's like the bo guy. He's aware, like the entire time, because like if you think about it, as soon as the hat was put on him for the first time, he like immediately went like into these fuckers, with the 7G. Like I knew they were gonna pull this shit. Like there wasn't a moment of like. Oh
Where am
shit,
I?
where am I? Like what happened,
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this entire time he's just been stuck in this old man's body pretending to be a train, and that's so fucking it's so fucked up.
Yeah, for me the level of intrigue is just so high. Like I don't know, like I really mean it when I say this show is like in Alice in Wonderland. Like you're just waiting for the next scenario to throw these kids in a loop. And yeah, I can't get enough of it. I will probably binge this soon, and yeah, that's my overall standpoint. Tanner, you said you passed it, but are you like where are you between Angel and me?
I'm more on your side, Kevin. I really enjoyed watching it. I didn't know what it was gonna be going into it, and it definitely wasn't what I got. But what I got wasn't a bad thing. It was a good thing, really.
I think not knowing what it was helped me as well. Like if I knew it was gonna be like a post-apocalyptic setting, sure, I don't think it would have like detracted necessarily, but not knowing that was like the scenario that these girls would be put in, it definitely enhanced my viewing experience. Cade, what's your overall opinion?
I mean, good. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. Animation.
It was fine.
Yeah,
It was good.
It's fine.
Yeah. Like I'm having trouble because I'm pretty sure this was like one of the first ones that I started watching for this week. So I don't remember too much, but no, I mean I liked it. I think
There's
I was
nothing
at the point where
special.
like I think I was at the point where I was like, if it doesn't get passed, I'm not upset.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
But I mean, I am glad it got passed. It gives me an excuse to watch more. So
Hell yeah. I do think, in the defense of Angel, I do think the ceiling for the show is a B. However, would I be too shocked if at the end of season review we watch all 12 episodes and we're like, actually, this might be an A? I honestly would not be incredibly shocked. A little surprised, but not incredibly so. I think there's definitely some room for some like emotional resonance because obviously they're going on this adventure for their friend, right? Their friendship between the four girls is being tested a little bit. There's power dynamics. There's different things going on. Like I think there's definitely a scenario where this show could end in A tier, and I think at worst maybe C tier. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it a lot. It's the surprise show for me of the season, in the sense that from that description, could not have told you I was gonna like this show. So, I think those were 3 passes and 1 meh from Angel. So this show will be on the end of season review. Of course, Angel, you are not required to watch with us if you don't want to.
Let's go.
Oh my god, this guy.
I'm gonna make you watch it.
All right, I think it's a good part. It's a good time as an intermission. I can tell you boys about the Blue Archive anime.
Yes.
Don't worry, I don't have too much to say. The first 3 episodes, and I never played Blue Archive, so I can't say for sure. But it's basically just the intro of the mobile game. I'm getting those vibes, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So the basic premise is these girls are in charge of these like schools, right? And the girls in this show are in charge of this one school that's stuck in like a post-apocalyptic desert storm, and they essentially have to fend off. They call it, I think it's like different gangs. One of the gangs is like the Helmet Gang, and they are basically inept and incapable of self-defense up until they find the commander, who happens to be a teacher. And
A 5-star.
Yeah, 5-star character. They find a 5-star commander on the street, passed out, and they bring him to the school, and he's like, I'm here to help you girls out. And they're like, do we really need you? And then the helmet gang comes, and they're like, all right, girls, take position. And then they start tripping over each other, and they start like friendly firing a little bit. By the way, you can get hit by bullets and you won't die. Anyways, so the commander's just like, oh, I see why you girls have been struggling. Let me just grab this iPad real quick. All right. You go over there. You go over there. And the shields. Why are you in the back? Get in the front. This is tactics, motherfucker. And it felt it felt like an intro to a mobile game. Is essentially what happened. Like, I can literally imagine this on my phone. You know, the girls are talking, blah 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 blah, and you're just pressing pop 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 pop. So that is to say, basically, there's not really anything special here, unfortunately. I think if you're a big fan of the Blue Archive mobile game, I guess you'll enjoy this. But there's not really like amazing animation. There's not really an amazing plot. I never really felt myself getting attached to any of the girls. I think they really just assume that you already have a favorite, if you know what I mean. Like, they're not like trying to make you get hooked to a girl. They're just like, here's screen time with your favorite. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it is what it is. Blue Archive, the animation. I will not watch any more than 3 episodes. I refuse.
You were a brave man for doing it.
Now, that being said, I do want to get one thing clear. If they made a Genshin or Honkai anime, that would be awesome because the narrative is actually really good in both of those. Not to say that the narrative isn't good in Blue Archive, but like the beginning is just clearly not the strong point.
Kevin's just saying play the game.
No, well, yeah, honestly, yeah. You don't watch the anime. Like, if you haven't played the game, I see zero reasons to watch the show other than like you have literally nothing else to watch. If
From
you've
an
watched every other show,
artistic standpoint, just like
it's fine.
Okay,
It's fine.
so like diehard fans of Blue Archive are going to be happy.
You'll be look. It doesn't. It's a solid B tier animation quality. Like, there's no like Mappa. Could I see JC Staff having animated this? Yes, I can, and that's a good bar to be at, right? Like, lower studios should try to at least reach that level, right? Not everyone can be Mappa and Madhouse and all these established shows. I mean, or studios. I mean, so this passes the animation quality test. And honestly, if you are a big fan of Blue Archive, you're like, oh, but what would this look like as an anime? Here's your answer. And it's not a bad answer. There's worse shows. You ever watch the Azure Lane anime?
No.
Shit's lazy as fuck. So, there's worse mobile game shows out there. That's all I'll say about that. Blue Archive anime, no pass. Let's go ahead and move on to Windbreaker.
Windbreaker.
3 episodes, boys. We all watched, I believe, correct?
Where did the 3rd episode leave off?
That means he's watched more. They run into the gang across the bridge with that one student who was running away, and then they're like, they help him, and then the guy comes out with the earring, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you? This is our side of the bridge. It's our business." And the guys,
does the group leave?
That's unfamiliar. Yeah, the group leaves.
Okay. Oh, wait. So it ends when you like see the leader of the Bofreen, like they're up on the rooftop.
That sounds right.
Okay.
Yes, because I think they're reporting to him or something about the events of. Yeah. They're like, oh, we have to explain what happened. Fuck. if I remember correctly. Now, I believe we've all watched Windbreakers, if I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken, Angel?
You are mistaken.
This guy.
Oh, you haven't seen Windbreaker.
I have not.
Oh, I'm
I'm
surprised.
surprised. I feel like this one would be the one out of everyone this week you would have watched.
I watched
Kaiju and
Kaiju
Train.
and Train.
Oh, interesting. Interesting to hear that. Windbreaker. Let's go, Cade. Cade, tell us what you thought of Windbreaker. You clearly have a high opinion if you're past episode 3, or higher opinion.
Yeah. So, large diverse cast. Always love that. Your large selection of best boys, which is always good. The main character, not the best, but not the worst either.
Haruka Sakura.
The biggest tsundere I've ever seen. And that's including women.
Absolutely. No,
That's impressive.
yeah. No, that's facts actually.
I think the worst part of this anime has got to be Nire, I think is his name. Or
I
You're
think
talking about the
Yeah.
the friend with the glasses. He's kind of like a hipsterish looking guy,
he
really
wears
weak.
glasses. He wears glasses once, and I think that's his coolest
I only
moment.
remember it.
I thought
only
he-
remember the
I-
glasses.
I thought he was like pretty sick looking in the very beginning. I was like, oh, he's gonna be like the cool, like laid back kind of badass. So I was like, all right, yeah, cool. I fuck with you. But I mean, just
He's lame as
so
shit.
fucking
He's-
annoying,
He's
dude.
Takamichi from Tokyo Revengers.
Don't
so many
disrespect him
ways.
like again.
What did you?
don't disrespect my man like that again.
Takamichi.
You know what?
He's
And
the
it's on something.
equivalent of Zenitsu.
Bro, they're both the weak type, and he's got the bleached hair. He's got the squarish eyes, and
but you know what?
copy and paste.
Tanner, the guy from Tokyo Revengers doesn't have the drip that this guy has.
You're actually right. You're right, Kevin. I'm sorry.
You can't possibly compare them.
Bro,
That's the thing, though.
At least
this
he's
guy
dripped
doesn't
on.
have drip. This guy
It's-
doesn't have drip. He starts off
He
with the
had
fucking drip,
Yeah.
and then literally never wears the glasses ever again. Oh, dude. That's so sad.
It's probably against school dress code or something.
Do you think the
Right,
school has a dress code?
Current high school has a dress code, yeah.
That's the joke.
Oh
Let's see. So okay. Yeah, worst part is this guy. I also would have taken as for a comparison, Deku, like non-powered Deku, just always on his notebook, fucking fangirling.
Oh,
Yeah. Pre-powered Deku.
Pre-powered
Deku. Best part of this anime. Gotta be the fighting.
Oh
It's,
yeah,
The fighting's super good.
It's not very exaggerated. It looks very like, I'm not gonna say very realistic, but it's not like a single kick is gonna blast someone through a fucking wall,
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the fighting is just like a single punch and the guy goes like literally just falls to the ground, Like it's not like he gets blasted back, he just falls on his ass. And they get back up too. That's the other thing. It's not like they're one punch done. They get back up and keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more realistic than most
A lot
other
more
fights that we see.
grounded.
Yeah. And it, of course, it does have its moments of unrealisticness. But again, not the worst.
Bro,
Um,
would any of you else agree that the lady who owns the cafe
Best girl.
is a babe,
Yeah.
top tier.
I agree.
You got to be careful with that, Tanner. She's 16.
Ain't no
I
way.
kind of doubt that.
Yeah,
Can't
Ain't no way.
she's 16.
too.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
She's from like 5 cities, and runs a cafe.
Sorry. That might be a little bit of a spoiler for you guys, but she is 16.
Holy shit!
Well, never mind then, I guess.
Gonna give you a little heads up there.
Is a waitress. I'm literally looking this up. Her birthday's April 5th. That tells me nothing.
You just have to watch one more episode.
God damn it! Yeah. Quick Google. Quick Google says she's 6.
Yeah.
Why does she? Okay. In Tanner, in your defense, you didn't know. All right.
You would be very likely to assume she's not, considering she
I would like to-
seemingly
I would just like
owns
to-
a business.
I would like to point this out. We are on the Kendrick side of the beef. Okay.
Oh no, you don't sound like a Kendrick stan at that.
I'm a Kendrick guy. All right. I played humble.
But did you play DNA?
Actually, that's my favorite song off that album.
All right, it's a Kendrick stan. I believe him.
But yeah, I mean, she definitely gives off older vibes. I agree with you, Tanner. I agree with you. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. You know, doesn't go to school. I don't blame you, Tanner. I don't blame you. Kate, thanks for saying
Tanner's just gone nonverbal.
I don't think I've done anything wrong. I've been corrected, and that's all that needs to happen.
So Tanner, don't worry. I got you, fam. I won't ever mention it again.
Oh my god, this guy.
I'm kidding. She is awesome though. I do love her character. She's there for the group. At least in the 3 episodes, I know you know more, Kate, but in the 3 episodes, there's almost like a mysterious air too, because the other students are like, and make sure that he doesn't know
That's explained in the next
that
episode.
Tachibana was here. Yeah, I know it is. I prefaced that. So yeah. It that was a good time. So the obvious comparison for this show is obviously Tokyo Revengers, right? In terms of like grounded, brawl-based show, right? And so I find myself making these comparisons naturally. And not that this actually sways my opinion one way or another, because I really do like the show a lot. I like the characters in this show as a whole much more, because I'm including the main character, and I don't like the main character in Tokyo Revengers at all. The fight scenes are way more awesome in this show. I just the second to second animation of any sort of punch is phenomenal. I do find myself reminiscing about Tokyo Revengers plot a little bit more than I do this plot. At least in these first 3 episodes, it is very, very basic so far, and a lot of like the gravity of like why you want to watch is because of how well it's animated. To me, at least.
Sure.
And that Tokyo Revengers plot is like, you know, even I can admit, like, it's captivating. Well, obviously, there's like the time, you know, travel thing, you know, that really adds a layer of complexity to the whole thing. And this show, so far, at least in these first 3 episodes, you are really being pulled by testosterone and Cloverworks magic. So, I mean, with that comparison being said, I think I am on Team Windbreaker in terms of brawl based anime, and I'm feeling pretty good about this show.
Yeah,
Tanner, did you have
very
something
good.
you want to add?
Not especially. I mean, I think it's just a very enjoyable, like not super like serious show to watch. You
Mhm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
the fighting is fun to watch. The characters are likable. The character design is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I am worried about it. Might be for me at least, like right now. Kind of going back to this Tokyo Revengers comp too. Keep that in mind. It might be a little too relaxed. You know what I mean? Like the stakes are practically non-existent right now.
Hmm.
You know, they're defending the town, I guess, and trying to stake their claim. But I don't think you can have a very captivating narrative if that's the sole motivation. So I'm looking for, like, I always think that character driven motivations make shows just like that much better, right? So I'm hoping to see a little bit more in that regard moving forward. But we shall find out because this is a pass for Kevo,
Pass as well.
pass for Tanner.
I think you already know my answer.
Kate is already all the way caught up, so why
It's
even
a pass
ask?
for me.
Angel hasn't even watched it; he's passed it.
I'm gonna hold you to that promise.
Oh,
Oh, I
Promise.
promise for you, Kate.
Hey,
what would you have done without his vote, Kate? Let's go ahead and move on to the final anime we have to discuss this week. That is, of course, Kaiju number 8. Ladies and gentlemen,
you want to talk about Deku vibes? This is very similar to season 1 My Hero.
Same formula, you know.
yeah, for sure.
Got the tournament or the acceptance arc, I guess. Do you want to call it that?
Mm-hmm. You would call it like the entrance exam.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. No, I agree. But it's not paced like My Hero. I do want to
It
make
is
that
not.
clear. It
Also,
is
where
much
where
faster.
where does episode 3 end?
Oh wow! All right. Episode 3 ends with he gets severely injured. The blonde girl saves him after he gets fucking blasted by that one kaiju, and they're basically telling him to turn on the shield in his earpiece. They're like, turn it on. You're weak. You have 0% combat power. Like, why even bother? And he's like, I will fucking go plus ultra. And then he gets 0.01% combat power, and that's how the episode ends.
Okay.
Does that sound right, Angel?
Is it? I don't know.
I'm
Evan,
more
I want you
asking
to take a
if
guess
you
as to.
That feels like a weird
You know,
place
I
to
think-
end the episode on, but
It is absolutely where it ended, I promise.
okay.
Kevin, you might want to ask
I'm gonna take your
Angel
word on that.
a very specific question about this show.
Which is, does
If
this show
you've
make you
watched
hungry?
it.
Bro.
Oh, Angel, have you watched it?
Yes, I watched
Well,
it.
there we go.
As of yesterday, he had not.
I do remember him saying that.
I did tell Kevin when he hopped into Discord, like, hey, why did you assume I watched it?
Oh,
Yeah, I did go off on this, man.
to be honest, Angel, I thought you were just playing it off, being like, "Yep, I watched it."
Well, look, I
Where did it
wasn't
end?
going
It's
to
something
watch
he would do.
Tanner, I'll give you this. I wasn't going to watch it, and then I watched the first episode, and then next thing I know, I'm like, when is the next
He's caught
episode
up.
dropping?
Okay.
I just shared a screenshot of where the episode ends, just so you guys are aware. He
And that looks like the whole episode. Not gonna lie.
0.01. What are you talking about? Well, you know what? Let's talk about that intro real quick. Youngblood? How long ago? Wait, does anyone in this panel know who Youngblood is? That's
No.
actually my first question.
No.
Okay.
So,
No. God damn it. Okay, maybe
Everyone's
I'm
like,
the only
"Am I
one.
the boomer?"
So he's a relatively popular, like, I consider him very much a Gen Z artist. He's like if My Chemical Romance took over Drake's songs.
Mhm.
Like he's got that emo hip hop derived music. But honestly, he sounds like if he came out 12 years ago, it sounds like he would be the front runner of a band, not a solo act. But anyways, I digress. An interesting choice for music, if you know who he is. Personally, I don't know. And I think the outro is by Owl Nation, if I'm not mistaken. Which you know the Sail song, right?
Yeah.
Sail.
trying to
Or
find this
sorry.
young
No,
blood guy.
it's One Republic. Sorry, it's One Republic. I'm
Republic.
wrong. It's not Owl Nation. I don't remember the Owl Nation or One Republic did the Stars song. I forget how that one goes. Something about stars in the sky. Counting Stars. Yeah, that's the one.
I've been sleep.
That's the one. Yeah. So I think they did the outro. So it's just like kind of a weird thing. Like those are both like American. Well, those are both American pop culture artists that in an anime. It's really strange. Really strange. Songs are good, but I just wanted to point that out there. What did you guys think about the show? Hop in here. Anyone? Whoever.
It's tight.
Not a fan of the main character.
Kafka?
Yeah.
Not a fan of old men, I see.
Well, he acts like a 15-year-old, and I think that's what gets me.
Give me an
I mean,
example.
the fucking college kid is more mature than him.
Mm-hmm. In what way?
He's just like very exaggerated in things.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he gets called like old or something, he's like, "Yeah, but I'm not old. What are you talking about?" You know, it's very dramatic, and it kind of gets on my nerves.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Everyone else though, I do like. I think they're all nice characters. Um, shit, I don't know. It's good. I like the. I hesitate to call it fight scenes because it's really not. It's just one punch and it's done. Um, but the art design I think is really cool. I like
Mm-hmm.
the enemies, the kaiju, as well as his own character. The blonde girl, I think she looks pretty cool too. Um, yeah, it's just a cool looking anime. Um, I like the idea of like, this old guy finally having a chance to, live his dream.
Yes, that is nice. It's not a perspective we get very often, right? It's he's a shonen protagonist, but he is a much older, much older than the demographic that this genre usually goes for. Do you think this show would benefit more if it was a little bit more grounded / serious, or do you think it does well with kind of low key being a comedy? Because it really is like in those first 3 episodes, I found myself going like, this show's really trying to be funny.
I know it's trying. I don't want it to try.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think they've got a really good plot going and you know a lot of good characters, and I think his personality is a hindrance to that. You know, it does lighten the mood a little too much. It's okay to have jokes, but when it's over dramatic like that, it really does take a little bit of the seriousness away. And I mean, people are getting eaten, fucking, you know, smashed to bits by debris, um, straight up just fucking blasted to oblivion. And like it doesn't shy away from gore. So, you know, the plot's kind of going one way, but your character interactions are kind of going a different way. Like it just that kind of bugs me a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I definitely get the vibe that the storyboard, or maybe even maybe this is how it is in the original manga, but I just get a vibe that they needed to fulfill the requirements to be a shonen, which requires like not an over reliance on violence, not an overly serious vibe. Like think about your even Demon Slayer, right? Like episode 1, you have the tragedy, the motivation to become a demon slayer, blah blah. Mom dies and it's very gory. And then like a couple episodes later you meet Zenitsu and it's all downhill from there, right? Like so there's like a shonen vibe that is permeating this show, and I agree it feels a little bit out of place at times. Do you two feel the same way, Angel, Tanner?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, and Tanner didn't watch it. Do you feel this way, Angel?
Didn't watch it.
Oh.
Oh, I think I could say that. Yeah,
Does it detract for you though?
not as much.
Mm.
Not enough to comment on it, really.
Yes.
Angel, what do you
I'm
think is the
distracting him
show's?
from playing his game.
No, I'm not playing anything.
What do you think is the show's best attribute?
Best attribute.
Mhm.
Oh, for me, it's the pacing of the show. I feel like it's going at a good pace story wise.
I agree. Episode 1 ends with him getting the parasite inside him, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
That's pretty much the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
It goes in him, and then episode ends with him looking at the college kid or something.
Right. So I agree. The
I said
pacing's like
college
really
kid.
nice.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Might be a high school kid. I don't know. He yeah,
Well,
point
I'm
is,
just like,
compared to the well, how do you say in
because
Japanese?
I remember there were other
Bachelor.
applicants that like graduated from their respective like schools. I just don't
Yeah,
remember if he was one of those.
I don't
Uh,
recall either.
I can't recall that detail necessarily. I do think they say his age when he gets introduced to Kafka, and he's like 21, 22. He's college aged towards the end of it anyways. He said he's working part-time, which I believe part-time to school is the implication, maybe. I don't know. It's not like the most important detail to his character. Let's go ahead and talk about what we thought of the like little, not tournament arc, but the entrance exam. Do you guys feel like it's a good indication of where the show's going? It's got a good vibe, or because I know both of you have watched ahead, right? At this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
Angel and I know that um it introduces key
the
elements to the
Yes.
future of this anime. Um I think I think you'll like it. I think once you watch it, you'll be a lot more invested than you are now.
Pretty invested. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think of the 4 shows, it's my second favorite that we watched this week specifically. There's something indescribable about like seeing these kaiju, going about doing their business, and the cleanup crew stuff is just fucking. They make it like purposely horrendous to watch. Was like, oh, you've got intestinal duties. Like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm glad. I'm glad that they're moving away from that.
The only reason why I can't do like I can't be an RNA or a CNA is because of that shit. Like feces in general, and like, yeah.
That goes for a lot of people, kid.
Yeah. It's true. And
I know a lot of CNAs, and I don't get it, man.
they pay well. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's funny because they blurred it out. I feel like blurring it almost made it worse in my head for whatever reason. I'm like,
it left stuff to the imagination.
The imagination, yeah. I have to fill in the blanks. Thanks. Very redo of Healer censored version. Like, I'm gonna get the fire poker out, and then like just silence and a fucking background black screen. It's just like, oh, great. I'm supposed to just imagine this. And then you watch it, it's just as bad as you imagine. It's like, oh, I guess I wasn't too far off. Kaiju number 8, boys. It sounds like we're generally positive. I mean, the 2 other panelists have already watched more, so it sounds like it's a pass.
Yeah, it's a pass.
Angel?
Bro, it's a pass.
As the only person who actually follows the format of the mid-season review, it's a pass from me as well. Yeah, it's a fun show. It's fun so far. I think is the correct word. It's a strange word to describe a show with kaiju and citywide destruction, right? But it's the right word, really. All right, boys. That's about it for this week's rendition of the mid-season review. We had Kaiju number 8, Windbreaker, and Train to the End of the World Pass, A Condition Called Love. Well, it's going to be A Condition Called Failed for the mid-season review.
Oh,
that being said, Cade may continue. No, for all I know, Tanner's going to finish watching it too.
Maybe.
It's out there.
Possible.
Claudia will definitely finish it because she actually really liked it. But that has nothing to do with me. I will not continue. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Next week, shows that we have on hand. We have 5 shows left. So usually here, we either do all 5 in 1 week or we split it. This week, we're going to split it because we're all busy people with busy lives. And so this week, we'll be watching Spice and Wolf.
Let's go.
Merch meets the Wives Wolf. And Archdemon's Dilemma. How to Love Your Elf Bride, which, by the way, I saw a clip the other day, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I won't hate this show. It might be good. And Girls Band Cry, a show I am actually anticipating greatly. I have heard nothing about it, which kind of is like worrying a little bit, but also it's rock and roll. So what can go wrong, right? So Spicy Wolf, Girls Band Cry, and Archdemon's Dilemma will be next week's anime for the mid-season reviews. Join us if you will, if you dare. Oh, boys, I guess there's nothing left to say except Tanner.
Yes.
I was drinking I was drinking and I got drunk
Uh-huh.
and I had a hangover the next
Uh-huh.
morning, and during this hangover I was like, man, I really wish there was somewhere I could just vomit all over and someone could respond in kind.
Oh, yes, of course. The mutual vomit.
The mutual vomit.
Otherwise known as the cesspool, the toilet. Are we comparing our Twitter to a fucking toilet?
Absolutely.
That's so sad.
Let's
Tanner.
go.
At least
Where-
the toilet gets used, all right.
Nice.
That hurts in a very specific way. Tanner, if you
Yes.
could direct people to the place, to the toilet.
Yes, of course, Kevin. As mentioned earlier, we do have a Twitter account. You can
Toilet
find
account.
us there at Any Anime Pod. That's right, Any Anime Pod, which is
Mhm.
different from our email, and it's taken me many episodes to differentiate these two, even though it's a very small difference. That's right, an email address. Any Anime Podcast at gmail.com. That's right. Any Anime Podcast at gmail.com. Thank
Not to be
you.
confused with Any Anime Podcast at toilet.com. That is not our domain. I would like to make it one day, though. That does sound nice.
Wasn't it?
Kate, if you could give us our Kaiju Howl, and we could be on our way.
Kaiju howl? Oh Jesus
Kaiju
Christ!
Howl. You don't
Kaiju Howl?
just make it guttural as fuck.
Oh God, hold on.
Reach into your intestines for this, Cade.
Angel, you ruined it.
You did. I never.
yeah. Well, you know what? That's just how this episode ends, I guess. Bye forever.